Battlefield 5 subreddit clamps down on, quote, whiny misogynists. Now look, obviously this is a progressive argument or a progressive magazine. So obviously, yeah, it's not what I'm going to be titling this video. Guys, in case you're wondering where I've been, I do have a political channel, which obviously I've been focusing on lately. I am going to be focusing more on gaming content and sort of doing them both. I have no life, but let's jump into the argument because this to me is kind of important. Battlefield 5 Reddit community is done discussing the game's historical accuracy. At least that's what the moderators said Thursday. Quote, we're done. It's over, wrote a moderator who goes by the username Sloth on Meth. Quote, new rule, no more bitching about historical accuracy. It's a game, not a historical book. Violations will have consequences. Quote, this issue has been discussed a million threads, but we've never been brigaded more than we have in the past months, they added. Apparently referring to a tactic many Reddit trolls allegedly used to flood threads with downvotes. Quote, admins can only keep up with so much. We're done wasting our time on this. Every point has been made. No, you're not sexist or whatever. It's just repetitive now. Okay, so obviously at the end of the day, guys, I understand why they're getting upset. Obviously, yes, having to deal with the same topic over and over and over is obviously going to be painful for the mods to deal with. But that said, if you're being flooded by people complaining about the historical accuracies of your game, maybe there is something there that you should be listening to. I disagree with the fact that it's not a historical book. It's a game. Yes, it is a game, obviously. And yes, they can take some creative licenses when it comes to making this game. But there is taking creative licenses, and then there is pandering to a progressive agenda. And we actually see later in this article where they actually reference stuff like that, or make references to that. So, yeah, I think this is more about being inclusive when it comes to females and than it is about the actual gameplay. But yeah, obviously they don't want to admit that because they don't want to piss off their fan base. Well, that's my theory, but let's keep going. For weeks, the Battlefield 5 community has been in a froth over inclusion of female combatants in the World War II themed military shooter. Some claim it's historically inaccurate to depict women in the combat roles. Spoiler, it isn't. Well, actually, it is. Women's roles in, especially when it came to Allied troops, was only in manufacturing, ammunition, hospital nurses and support staff. They were never on the front lines like this character is. This character is literally leading a strike group against their opposition, against their enemies, while having a prosthetic arm that can apparently smash a guy's skull in. Yeah, there's creative license, and then there's just blowing it all up in a cloud of smoke. And yeah, I must admit, seeing this game made me turn off a bit too, but let's keep going. They flooded the social media with complaints and Twitter hashtag Notmybattlefield. DICE General Manager Oscar Grilpson, I'm mispronouncing, addressed the negative reaction on his personal Twitter account shortly after the game's official reveal in May. Quote, first, let me be clear about one thing. Player choice and female playable characters are here to stay, he wrote. Quote, we want Battlefield 5 to represent those who are part of the greatest drama in human history and give players a choice to choose and customize the characters they play with. So look, at the end of the day, I understand what he's talking about then. Obviously, there will be players who want to go through and play as female characters, especially in multiplayer. That I can sort of agree with. I can say, yep, fine, I get that. If you want to put females in multiplayer, that wouldn't be a problem. However, this looks like it's more female in storyline, single player campaign, and that in itself is where I sort of go, well, yeah, sorry, it's not my Battlefield, but let's keep going. Quote, our comment as a studio is to do everything we can to create games that are inclusive and diverse. We'll get to that point after. He added, we'll always set out to push boundaries and deliver unexpected experiences, but above all, our games must be fun. So the inclusive and diverse is a dog whistle to the progressive agenda. That is something that they always dog whistle, and especially with what we saw with EA at E3, I am not surprised they are pushing the progressive agenda. I am going to make a separate video on E3, and about the social justice warrior aspect of it. But yeah, at the end of the day, let's just say that E3 was a cringe fest when it came to virtual signaling for progressives. Reddit admins have confirmed the brigading and other moderators are fully cooperating to make sure it doesn't happen again, Sothon Meth wrote. Hate us all you want, but we're done with this bullshit, they said. Battlefield 5 comes out on October 19th on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Okay, so look, at the end of the day, yes, I do think this will affect sales when it comes to Battlefield 5. Do I understand why people are complaining about historical accuracies and females in the battlefield? Yes, I do. I have a grandfather, or now dead grandfather, but a grandfather who fought in World War II, and he probably would be rolling around in his grave when it came to this. Now, like I say, yes, you can take some creative licenses when it comes to making games, yes. But there's a point where you're basing it on a historical event, but you're adding all these extra things like prosthetic arms and these females who seem to be larger than life. But yeah, like I say, it's I understand why people are upset. I really, really do. To me, yeah, it does ruin the game. Look, if I want to play Battlefield 5 and it's based on World War II, I want it to be somewhat historically accurate. I want the guns to be right. I want the players to be based on sort of people that were around at that time. I want the planes, the tanks, and everything to be around based on that certain time frame. I don't want to play with characters with prosthetic arms and stuff like that. I sure as shit don't want to be playing with a character who's a female who was never be on the front line in the first place. Not in that time and era anyway. So I understand why people are upset, and I can understand why people are very, very pissed off about this. The funny thing was, I actually walked into EB Games about a week ago after the trailer was released, and I had a bit of a discussion with the guy on the front counter. He was trying to make these same arguments as this, which is funny because they sell the games. But yeah, at the end of the day, I completely side with the guys who say that this is not what we wanted from our Battlefield 5. And yes, I do think it will affect sales. And I think that going through and ignoring your fan base on subreddit is a bad idea. They are the people that buy the games. These are the people that you make the game for. And virtual signaling to the progressive agenda is, they're not gamers. Even Anita Sarkeesian, who claimed that she was a gamer, has then later admitted the fact that she's not a gamer. So, yeah, good luck selling a game like this to progressives. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think that this will affect gameplay? Do you think that this will affect sales? Are you for women being in the game? Would you rather women be in the multiplayer aspect of it? Or are you okay with women not being in the game at all? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.